Hey gamers, it's G from the corner. Now we are fast approaching the end of the Nintendo Switch era. It's been a crazy 8 years filled with releases, reveals, and Nintendo Directs. I love Nintendo Directs. It feels like a big event whenever one happens. Every single Switch era Direct I've watched with some sort of audience around me, and it's been just an absolute blast each time. So I figured, you know what? I feel very strongly about these shows. We've basically seen all of them for the Nintendo Switch era, at least. This is basically what I, would surmise as the Nintendo Switch era of Nintendo Directs. I was going to just rank every general, but I found a lovely tier list over on Tiermaker that includes all of it, even like the ones you would not even. There's one or two here that you guys are probably like, why is this here? This doesn't need to be here at all. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so first up on the list, we have the Nintendo Switch presentation 2017. This was the first Direct, so to speak, after the initial Nintendo Switch reveal. And honestly, man, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of hot takes in this video for people who give a shit about Nintendo marketing. But man, this Direct never did it for me, at least as a kid. I don't know how to explain it. It was an exciting moment, but I think the excitement was more so that this was the big marketing push to make the Switch really feel real and exciting. The thing was, a lot of the big game announcements in this showcase were already teased, so to speak, in the Switch reveal trailer. That's why I love the Switch 2 reveal trailer. It only showed Mario Kart. If it showed 5 games, I'd be like, we know all those games now. We see Splatoon 2 for the first time. We already saw Splatoon 2 for the first time. Now, granted, obviously, having actual full reveals, box arts, release dates, gameplay, full and big, tons of information about these games is different from those the 5-second little snippet that we got in those initial reveal trailers. But I don't know, in my mind, I wasn't thinking about those as game announcements. The Mario Odyssey reveal trailer looked incredible. That game looked amazing. But Splatoon 2 we had seen a bit of already. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that trailer didn't even drop in it. Bomberman R, a launch title, didn't even show up. It was in a sizzle reel. You had to watch a trailer after the show and be like, wait, Bomberman's back after 7 years? It was really weird. But, I'm not gonna act like this is a bad show, just content-wise. The Breath of the Wild trailer, the reveal of ARMS, fantastic moments. That highlights of the show, right? A new Nintendo IP that had so much promise, and the final trailer for the most anticipated Nintendo game of the decade. Mind you, I still don't know. There's a few other technical issues here. There was that guy. The translator was really bad. I don't know if you guys remember, but he was terrible. Oh my god, it was so bad. It was literally unwatchable.
Splatoon 2 is planned for launch this summer.
I feel like I can't put it in not for me. I made these little tiers myself, by the way. Up at the top, we have the best Direct. This is peak. There was nothing's gonna top this. But Jolly Good Show. I feel like this belongs in Jolly Good Show. There's nothing really, it's monumental for a lot of people, but for me personally, it's just kind of good. All right, the Fire Emblem Direct. Okay, so I'm not the biggest Fire Emblem fan in the world. I've tried Awakening and I liked it. I haven't finished it. But especially at the time, I didn't care much at all for this series. I kind of just watched it because I wanted to see more Switch games, and they had teased Fire Emblem Warriors at the presentation, and they were going to show more of it in this showcase. Honestly, I mean, they touched upon a mobile game, a 3DS remake, and showed 5 more seconds of gameplay of a Switch game. And they just soft announced Fire Emblem. Okay, look, I'm not gonna act like this is a terrible show. If you were a Fire Emblem fan, this was fun. This is probably a fantastic show, honestly. If you were a Fire Emblem fan, you were like, oh my god, we're getting a mainline game next year, a spin-off this year, a remake in a few months, and a gacha mobile game that still gets support somehow. I'm gonna put this in not for me. This is very squarely not for me. Okay. Here we have what I think is the worst general Nintendo Direct of the Switch era. It's not really its fault, because Nintendo kind of wrote themselves into a corner. You see, not only did they announce a ton of games at that Switch reveal trailer, but the Switch presentation basically outlined the entire year of Switch games for them. So they had nothing to announce here, because we already knew everything coming to Switch for the next few months, and even 3DS, we knew a good chunk of what was coming to that system. So I don't know. It's a bit of an odd placement for this one. I'm gonna say Because, like, okay, the highlights of that direct, they revealed Min Min for ARMS and Salmon Run as a thing that exists. Like, it wasn't... I mean, like, the 3DS side didn't even have much interesting. And we'll see in a few directs that the 3DS side kind of picks up the slack when Nintendo just didn't feel like announcing Switch games at Nintendo Directs. I'm going to just put in snooze. I'm going to be honest, it's not a good direct. Like, for a general Nintendo Direct, we didn't need one, right? The Switch had just come out, and we already had a good idea of what the lineup was. But, like, the only genuinely, quote-unquote, exciting announcement to me at that direct was Namco Museum. It's very weird. It's very weird. Oh, okay, now the problems start to kind of rear their heads in. Like, how do I rank the ARMS Direct compared to some of these shows? I don't know. Honestly, it's a weird direct. Like, it was, okay, it's a good direct. It's a good overview for ARMS. Really got me. Let me think of, you know what? Just straight up, how did I feel coming out of the presentation? That's it. Like, did it get its job done? Even though there isn't a Smash reveal in it, is it a banger direct? I think it's pretty good. I think it's also really cool that they had a trailer for Splatoon 2 just tackled onto the end. You know, Nintendo of nowadays would have just done the ARMS Direct, and the Splatoon trailer would have been on Twitter the next week. But they kind of said, hey, we have 2 things to show. Let's just bundle them in here. And that was pretty cute. That was pretty cute. You know what? ARMS Direct gets a jolly good show for me above the Switch presentation because I feel like, because expectations were met. We're going to see that with those game-specific directs. Expectations very much get met. This one was kind of a snooze. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those directs where I didn't watch it live actually, but like, you know, it just popped up on my feed after it aired and it just wasn't that good. It just wasn't that good. I'm noticing the Pokemon Presents art on here and I feel like they should be, but I guess whatever. It's everything with direct in the title, so fine, we'll include this here. All that was announced at this show was USUM with a very short teaser trailer, Pokken Deluxe, which again is a port, and that was it, actually. That was literally it. Yeah, it's not really that. It's not all that. Okay, the Nintendo Spotlight E3 2017. This is an insane show. Because now we have to start asking questions like, what makes a good Nintendo Direct, right? Because there were 4 major game announcements at this Direct. Yoshi's Crafted World, Kirby Star Allies, Metroid Prime 4, and Ichihara sitting at a table saying that Pokemon is coming to Nintendo Switch. Okay, like... Okay, so what did all 4 of those games turn into? One of those games is not out yet. One of those games we just saw for the first time last year, which is insane to me. 2 of them are like 2D platformers that were kind of underwhelming. I think Star Allies was great after its update cycle completed, and Yoshi's Crafted World I just genuinely think is a great game, but that game also got delayed a year, right? So the only game in that, and Pokemon, I think he was talking about Sword and Shield. I think he was actually talking about Sword and Shield, but you can make the argument he was talking about Let's Go. Let's just say he was talking about Let's Go for the sake of argument, because it kind of sounds pathetic to say that at Nintendo's E3 2017 show, they only announced a single game. They announced 4 games, and only one of them came out the next year. But here's the thing, they were great trailers, right? Like, Prime 4 was an insane moment because the Metroid series was just kind of thought to be just not a thought in Nintendo's mind. You know, Prime Federation Force was a last-ditch, whatever, weird Wii U experiment. And I thought that Kirby trailer was great because, like, again, Kirby's a series we're used to seeing so late on a system. We had already gotten, like, those 2 eShop games and Kirby Battle Royale, technically announced before its actual announcement. Oh, that Mario Odyssey trailer is like one of the best game trailers ever. I watched that trailer like 50 times in the month. That is like SSS tier game trailer for me. So, you know, I don't know, man. This is tough. I'm debating. It's definitely the best presentation we've gotten so far out of this list. I'm going to put it in monumental. I feel like, again, yeah, that Prime 4 reveal, like, despite everything that happened, despite the cancellation and the restart, that's a big show. That's a big show. Splatoon 2 Direct, it's kind of just an overview of Splatoon 2. Like, in the same way the ARMS one is, but I feel like there was less excitement. The most exciting thing was I went to my Switch to download the Splatoon 2 Global Test Fire preview or whatever it was called, like, immediately after. I don't know. I mean, oh, that was the Direct that revealed Marina. It was an interesting day. I'm going to say this one's, you know, like below, like here. I don't even remember a single thing that happened in it. No, you know what? We're going to put it like kind of here, honestly. Again, like some of these are just game overviews, right? And I don't know. September 2017. Okay. this is a marginal step up from the April Direct, but not by that much. They don't have any Switch game announcements once again. Okay, so here's the thing with this one. This one has 3DS announcements. They announced Mario Party The Top 100 and Kirby Battle Royale here. Both those games stink. Those games are not good. I don't like those games at all. So, would I shove this Direct? Where would I put it? Where would I put it? I don't know. Like, it was a good announcement. Like, those were fun announcements to me. And also, it had a Mario Odyssey overview. I love Mario Odyssey. I haven't really made that clear because that's, you know, it's an older game. I haven't had much reason to talk about it. But, like, I remember that overview as well. It was very good. It was a very nice overview. But this was also the Direct that had 7 minutes of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I will never forget that 7-minute overview of Xenoblade 2. They started trying to make Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon look appealing, but it took until, like, they showed new Ultra Beasts for it to actually kind of sink in that maybe there's something cool happening here. It's definitely, okay, no, it's definitely like here. It's definitely here. It was, I don't know, because it's not like a good Direct. Like, Lola Pop was shadow dropped in ARMS. That was a nice thing as well. But again, especially compared to some of these later ones, I'm like struggling to come up with exciting things that were at that. Oh, this was the Direct with Buff Deity in it. No, I'm going to still stick it here because again, like I'm trying to think of things that were good about it and there just weren't that many. This one goes squarely in not for me. I didn't even watch it. I'm sorry. Direct Mini. Oh man, this was a time, man. Everybody was expecting like a Switch presentation 2018 for some reason. We knew a little bit about the year, but not too much, you know? And it's like, here's the Nintendo Direct Mini, and funnily enough, this would be the Direct that had the most game announcements from Nintendo of the entire year, which is kind of crazy to me. Okay, like, where do I put this weird little munchkin of a Direct? Honestly, okay, so it had the full, like, release date and kind of, like, big, like, Star Allies is coming out soon trailer for that game. They made that game look amazing. In my mind, I was super hyped for that game after that trailer. It had the reveal of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Hyrule Warriors on Switch. It also had the reveal of Mario Tennis Aces, which at the time I thought looked great. I love Mario Tennis. And you know what? Aces is not a terrible game. It's got good gameplay. It gets the job done. It's just that, you know, people want different things out of their Mario Tennis. So yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to put this one in Jolly Good Show. I'm going to say right underneath Switch present. I would look like an insane person if I put... Okay, no, hang on. Expectations. Expectations for Switch presentation were kind of crazy. They were kind of crazy. This Direct was literally shadow dropped in the middle of nowhere. Granted, the expectations were a Switch presentation 2018, but I remember walking out of that Direct being like, oh my gosh, look at all these new things. They announced SNK Heroines. I didn't care about that. Celeste got another trailer here. That was coming out a few weeks after the show. You know what? Yeah. People are going to kill me for this. Do I put it above the ARMS? Yeah, above the ARMS Direct too, definitely. Banger at what it had to do. Absolute bang. Nintendo Direct Mini, they made a mistake here. They made this Direct way too good. Okay? We're about to see that they kind of misused the Direct Mini label here, so they have to create a new label in a few years just to fix that. Next up, we have got the March 8th. Is that March 8th? Yeah, I think March 8th Nintendo Direct. A lot of people cite this as one of the best Nintendo Directs, which I think is kind of crazy, honestly. It's not that good. It's not that good. Okay. It has Smash Brothers. That Smash Brothers reveal is insane. It is just... that is such a good reveal trailer. Okay, but as a Nintendo Direct, it is a 38-minute presentation, and that is the last 2 minutes of the presentation. Now, it left this fire in my soul after watching it, but what about other Switch things that were in that Direct? The only other Switch game announced was the port of Captain Toad with Mario Odyssey Levels, which was cute. It was cute. It was definitely needed to bring that game over to Switch. That game is a fantastic video game. I gotta play through that game again sometime. But, you know, I don't know. It's weird, because this is another Direct where they had more 3DS announcements than Switch game announcements. They announced the Luigi's Mansion remake, which I think is great. WarioWare Gold, which is fantastic, one of the best games on the system, and Bowser's Inside Story remake, which is another weird one. That is a game that just did not sell very well at all. So, I don't know. You know what? I'm kind of coming around on that Direct, but funnily enough, not for the reasons people expect. This is the WarioWare Gold, Luigi's Mansion remake, other thing I'm forgetting, Inside Story remake, and Smash Brothers Direct. Some people just think of Smash Brothers and like the Crash and Undertale ports. Those are whatever. Those aren't like big, exciting announcements. I mean, Crash on Switch was cool. I picked it up on Switch, but if I had a PlayStation at the time, I would have just been like, well, whatever. I already played Insane Trilogy. You know what though? It is. I can't deny that Smash reveal is kind of fire. So I'm gonna put this. Is it better or worse than the Direct Mini? I don't know. The Direct Mini was a very good, like, this is what's coming for the next few months. And this Direct kind of was that as well, but Smash didn't launch until December. I feel like I have to put it above. It's not, like, bad. It's definitely a jolly good show. It's not monumental. It's not... That Smash trailer is monumental, but that Smash trailer is at the end of a 38-minute Direct that has a bunch of whatever stuff. E3 2018. Oh, this is a weird one. So, half of this Direct is such a nothing burger of a Direct. It is trailers for games that had already been announced, the first gameplay of Fire Emblem, and the confirmation it was not coming out for another year, and the announcement of a very mid Mario Party that was topped twice in the coming years. But Smash Brothers. This is a great presentation if you like Smash Brothers. They talk a lot about it though. I don't even know, man. Like, was it really worth him talking about all the characters like that? Ridley was amazing. Ridley and the Everyone Was Here bit are amazing, though. I'm not gonna... See, that's the issue. I can't sit here and act like this was bad, right? These June Directs usually kind of give you an idea of what their holiday lineup is gonna be. This one does that as well, because you end it and you're like, okay, so Mario Party, Pokemon, Smash Brothers. That's what's happening for the rest of the year, but... man, it's just... I don't know. It's weird, man. You know, I feel like we're gonna just... It's just crazy because I'm just thinking about some of the other directs they have coming up. And like these early Switch era directs are just so boring. They're so boring compared to some of the later ones. We're going to stick this in, it's definitely over here. These 2018 ones all fall around each other. Or maybe not. I feel like I ranked the Switch presentation a little low. It's again, you know what? I think these two are very similar in a way, though, because again, Nintendo already announced their load. They're just talking more about it. Is this better than the Switch presentation? You know what? They give you more details. Odyssey's the best thing about the Switch presentation, for me personally. They give you more details about Odyssey in the spotlight, and Smash Brothers is the best thing about this Direct, which funnily enough is higher, but you know, more games that I care about were in that Direct. I'll stick it right here. I think that's where we're putting it. Okay, so this Direct is monument. I don't even need to talk about that Direct. Look. When you go into a Direct having expectations, you know, those expectations aren't always going to be met. You're going to usually come out of them being like, it was all right. It was close enough. You know, basically what I wanted. This is the one time it's a Smash Brothers Direct. So you're just expecting Smash Brothers content. I think this is the one time I went into a Direct and my wildest expectations were genuinely exceeded. Opens on the first 5 character reveals. Simon, Richter, Dark Samus, Chrom, and K. Rool. Oh my god, the K. Rool trailer was crazy. They showed off all the stages, revealed that there was a massive stage list. Every mode and everything they showed off was so cool. This is a Direct that showed some of the coolest extra features in Ultimate. Just like amazing stuff. It was, oh my god, it was such a good, like literally after watching that, I was like, I need this damn game. It's crazy because not even 2 months ago was the June Direct. They didn't have to do this. I don't know why they did this when they did. They could have made this like tacked onto the September Direct, but they said, nah, we're doing it in August. And like, holy, didn't they announce it at EVO? Nintendo never does EVO announcements. That was crazy. Yeah, this Direct's a peak. This Direct sucks. Oh no, not even. Yeah, you know what? No, down. Let me think. What else? Yeah, right here. Here's good. Okay, so first of all, this Direct was delayed because of the earthquake that occurred in Japan on the date it was supposed to air. It was delayed by a week, which was unfortunate, but that also led to a few things kind of getting thrown off balance. Like, there was some third-party stuff that was supposed to happen on the day of the Direct that happened just, you know, that day because that was what was going on that day. And, like, I think there was a Mega Man 11 demo and, like, 1 or 2 3DS games they talked about that were actually already out, which Nintendo never talks about games that are already out in Nintendo Directs. That never happens, unless you're talking about DLC or something. This is the last 3DS segment of a Direct. They give the release date for the Bowser's Inside Story remake, and the only announcement is the Kirby's Epic Yarn port. But the reason why this is such a polarizing opinion is people were like, dude, this is a Direct that announced Luigi's Mansion 3 and, like, Animal Crossing. Here's what it actually did. It announced Luigi's Mansion 3 in a sea of Mario spin-off uncertainty. I thought these games were going to be good, but Tennessee was kind of mid. And then beyond that, oh my god, beyond that, like Mario Party was coming out, and we kind of were starting to realize like they overviewed everything about that game. We realized there was only 4 boards and they all looked very tiny, and that there was going to be a bunch of other issues with it. We were realizing that, hang on a second, not everything's perfect. Not everything's perfect on Nintendo Switch, and seeing Luigi's Mansion 3 looking like Luigi's Mansion 2, a game that you all know I fucking hate. I do not like that game at all. No excitement whatsoever. Animal Crossing was a big series that people wanted to see at E3 because it had already been 6 years since New Leaf came out. They then wait till September to reveal it for 2019 via a CG teaser. These are the only Switch game announcements in this Direct. Not a very good Direct at all. Okay, they announced New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which is like unanimously the worst Wii U port. So genuinely just not a good Direct. Not a good Direct at all. Just not a good Direct at all. I feel like I should go lower, honestly, the more I'm thinking about it. But is it worse than... No, this at least got me excited about a game after it. Like, I was like, top 100 could be okay, and Odyssey still looks amazing. This Direct did nothing for me. I watched it, and I was like, that's it. They showed more of Crafted World, and I think... Was that when they gave it a release date? No, they gave it a release date on Twitter. I'm gonna... Well, I'm gonna make some people mad with this one, actually, yeah. Because these are just not for me. This one had, like, one thing in it. Maybe it's, you know what? Let me think about these tiers a bit more literally. This should go at the bottom. This should go here. Because, again, it had something for me. It was a jolly good show, but, like, the least jolliest, you know? This is a snooze fest. I didn't like that Direct at all. Smash Brothers Direct, November 1st. Again, this was, like, the one final push thing. The best thing here for me was Piranha Plants. Which is very odd to say. It was a really funny trailer. I really liked it, but I don't know where to put this Direct, honestly. I don't really like it. Like, it bloats itself way. It's double the length of the last one, and I feel like it has way less to say. It just talks about spirits all the time. It's the reason why this isn't, like, that amazing because of Smash Brothers, because it's got good moments, but, like, the Smash Brothers stuff is a lot of just them talking about very minor changes that people care about, but it's like, you know, I'm not watching, like, it's a general Nintendo Direct. It doesn't need to be bogged down by that. Granted, this is actually a Smash Brothers Direct, but I don't know. How did I feel after watching it? I was disappointed that that leak was fake, but that doesn't matter. That shouldn't affect these rankings at all. That's just setting up false expectations based on things people made up. I'm going to put it, like, around here. You know, because it's, like, again, it's not a bad show. I left it feeling positive. Did I leave it feeling more... You know what? This Direct made me feel better. Honestly. September 2017, I'm just thinking about the day after. You know, that, like, post-Direct clarity. You know what I mean? Right? Like, just okay, what was announced? Am I excited? Right? And, yeah, I was excited after that Direct. Okay. This next Direct. This Direct needs some bad. This is when Directs start getting real good, because 3DS stuff is no longer in Directs, and Nintendo is no longer afraid of announcing Switch games in Directs. This game is headlined by Mario Maker 2 and Link's Awakening, 2 amazing announcements. Mario Maker 2 is one of my favorite Switch games. Link's Awakening is a fantastic remake of that game, and there's plenty of other stuff here too. There was a lot of shadow drops here. I remember Tetris 99 and the Yoshi's Crafted World demo. These were like some of the... I feel like this was the first Direct where I was like, damn, that's quite a few things you dropped after the Direct, Nintendo. Fantastic show, honestly. You know, it was a breakneck show too. It wasn't that bogged down by anything. The two big segments were JRPGs, which me and my friends did not care about. Man, you know, I gotta talk about the experience of watching this. Okay, we're gonna get a little personal here. There might be a few more personal stories if I feel the need to share any of them. I watched this Direct on a high school band competition. We had a thing to go to. I forgot the exact term or whatever, but we had an event to go to. We had to perform, and we went to KBBQ after the fact. And the best thing, the absolute best thing, was we realized that, oh, we're gonna be there and sit down right when this Direct starts. So we watched the whole thing by the table while cooking that barbecue. If we didn't care about what was going on, we just started cooking barbecue. It was a fantastic Direct. Absolute amazing experience. The one negative was the Mario Maker 2 trailer lagged. So I'm not even kidding. All we saw was the first bit when like he's going down the slopes and the logo shows up. It lagged for 2 minutes, came back on after, and we thought that was all they showed of it. They just said June after that. We went back and watched the trailer after the fact, and while they were talking about Fire Emblem or something, and realized there was a lot more to it. that was a fantastic direct. This is going straight monumental presentation. Oh my god, take me back. Okay, Pokemon Direct 2019. This announced Sword and Shield. We had expectations. A lot of people I know wanted something akin to what we ended up getting with Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. I wanted that too. My initial reaction was a little bit disappointing. Galar's a weird region. Gen 8 was something that I always kind of had at the back of my mind as being pretty fun, but like not like the most, like I don't know how to put it, right? Like it was a fun time, but it wasn't like a fun time, you know? It wasn't like the best generation. I wasn't like so excited for it. There was stuff happening, but I wasn't like in love with it. I'm gonna put it, where do I put it? Honestly, like my initial thoughts after coming off of it, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm happy we saw new Pokemon. You know, we had just gotten the February Direct, obviously, so this kind of helped fill out the holiday lineup a little more. I'm gonna put it jolly good show for sure. Not better than not better than these though. Like, okay, right here. This is the spot. Yeah, this is where it goes. Okay, this is another monumental presentation. I love Mario Maker 2. I was like, great, we have a whole direct dedicated to Mario Maker 2. I predicted this, by the way. 2019 Jamuka was like, there were rumors about an April Direct. Back in 2019, I think I made a video on like, I think it's gone now, but I made a video predicting it. But in my mind, I knew we were not getting an April Direct. I realized that they kind of slowed down on doing a bunch of directs like every other month. They were only going to do like 2 or 3 a year. And I was like, oh, they need to talk about Joker and Smash Brothers and Mario Maker 2. Then they'll talk about Joker and Smash Brothers and Mario Maker 2, and they did exactly that. They did a Mario Maker 2 Direct. It's just like the Smash Direct, where I was excited for that game, and everything I saw got me more excited. There was a lot of stuff that was just kind of talking more about what was in the reveal trailer, but plenty of things that were like, here's multiplayer, here's some new mechanics, here's how online's good, like just a lot of exciting stuff. The question then becomes, does it go below or above Smash Brothers though? I don't know. I think below. You know what? K. Rool's reveal is not as impact. It's like about, like, the entire presentation is fun, but there are like way higher highs in the Smash Brothers one. Like way higher highs. This is like a snooze. I don't even remember what happened here. They just talked about Sword and Shield for like 10 minutes. I feel like it was just James Turner sitting in front of a chalkboard showing off Wooloo. I remember watching it in band class, I think. Music class, because, you know, we were just practicing, and I was like, yeah, let's just tune it on in the background. I remember watching it with somebody who I think that was the only time I ever talked to them. Yeah, we're bringing in all the memories with this one. Okay, all right, this is a tough one. E3 2019. Look, man. This Direct is so weird. People say this is one of the best Nintendo Directs, and it's so weird, man. It's so weird. Okay, the last 3 announcements are insane. Everything else is whatever. Although No More Heroes 3 is pretty sick, I just didn't care about that series at the time, and then I got into it the next year, and then I was excited for that game. Man, I just didn't have fun with this one. I remember I was in the cafeteria in high school, watching with my friends. I was just so bored out of my mind. Then Animal Crossing showed up, and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. But then immediately that like reality of, oh, it's getting delayed. It's getting delayed. That was the most exciting looking thing you saw this whole show. It's getting delayed. So what was the real highlight? Well, that was what came next. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Banjo-Kazooie reveal. That is... Oh my god, that reveal was... That reveal was amazing. I was screaming my lungs out. That trailer was just... It's just such a... Like, that entire, like idea of getting Banjo in Smash Brothers on Nintendo, like Microsoft, like back before Microsoft just said we'll put our games on whatever because we don't make any money. You know, the idea of Banjo in Smash Brothers was kind of whack, honestly. Like it was insane, but people said they were down for it, so we were like, could it happen? And it happened, and it was this monumental moment. I still love playing as the character in the game, and I really hope he comes back in the next one. But you know, again, like. After that was amazing. That was an amazing thing. But everything else, it was again like the Switch presentation and E3 2018. The holiday lineup felt kind of lined up, so to speak, at this point. So yeah, I don't really know where this one goes. Was it a jolly good show? It was. Sequel to Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom was announced here, but again, didn't come out for another 4 years. So again, you could talk about that as people can talk about that as they want, as they wish. This one is like I want to put it here, honestly. I just wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling good after it. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, that was not as exciting. I was like, where were all the other game reveals, right? Like, they announced 2 games at the February Direct, and then it was like, okay, we announced everything for the year, because the next Direct It's kind of a little better, honestly. I think it just goes right here. Actually, no, that's not. No, you know what? Okay, hang on. This is a bit too low. This one should go around here. This is like the zone of the directs that are like kind of just okay, you know? Like I don't know. It's good, a good direct. Like, you know, I don't mind any of these, but it's like they didn't make me feel extremely excited about anything after the fact. I think this is a good spot for it, right in between these two. This one I think I like a bit more. I don't even know, actually. Like, the expectations were a little lower, but instead of getting the announcement of the sequel to Breath of the Wild, we got the announcement of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which would be the last Nintendo announcement in a general direct for a while. It's gonna be a bit, guys. We're not gonna be seeing the general Nintendo Direct for another. There's a lot of presentations to get through. Okay, let's try and rapid fire these because this is taking a bit longer than I would have liked. Pokemon Direct. This one was not for me. I didn't give a shit about Sword and Shield DLC. Animal Crossing Direct. I was very excited for Animal Crossing after this. I think it was pretty good. Maybe I'll slap it around like okay. I was more excited after this. Yeah. I think this is a good spot for it. I was like really excited for New Horizons after that Direct came out. This one's okay. Like, I think it got the job done. COVID was like, oof, that was not having a good time. So we'll, you know, it was a nice little, that whole Jeff Grubb arc of him thinking the direct was gonna happen, and then, you know, me sitting down being like, is it really gonna happen? And then they just dropped the mini like that. That was fun. This goes in, but was it that good of a direct though? Okay, no, definitely not better than these. But like as a mini, like how was it? It had less game announcements than that first 2018 mini. But like there were just like, I don't know how to put it, less game announcements, yet it was way longer and like, you know, maybe a little bit, I don't know. Like the biggest thing there I can think of was Clubhouse Games. They announced the next Smash Fighter was from ARMS after we had just gotten Byleth. Why did I put the Terry reveal that low? Whatever. It's not the greatest direct in the world. It's better than the E3 2019 one, actually. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let's put this. This direct was like around here. Yeah, here, and then this should go here. Yeah, I felt better after because this had Sans as well. Okay, Sans was funny. I gotta give it the edge for Sans. This is the worst direct ever. I don't even need to talk about this. This one sucks too. I don't know which one's worse. The one with 4 game announcements, including, you know, at least it showed SMT5 existing, or the one with 8 game announcements and like this one had Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, but it was a terrible direct. This was like people kept being like, oh, we're getting a direct, guys. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a real direct. And then we didn't get it, and I didn't trust anybody ever again. And then the Mario 35th Direct happened. Like, this was an interesting time to be a Nintendo fan, because again, COVID was COVID. I thought it was a good Direct. I had fun with it. I went like mini golfing with some friends that day. It was a fun time. It was good. Like, I like 3D All-Stars and Bowser's Fury. I mean, like, you know, it was what we needed. I'll just, but it's not like amazing. Like, I don't know. It's like, this is like my benchmark. This is such a weird benchmark to have. I feel like this needs to go a bit higher. I don't know why. I look at this direct and I get warm and fuzzy, but that might just be nostalgia. I think it's just nostalgia talking. Let's bring this a bit higher. Let's bring this above here, actually. Above here. Definitely above here. Yeah, that's a good spot for it. Because it, like, I feel like this should be, whatever. I don't, pedantics. This direct's okay. This direct, I'm trying to remember what was here for me. There was not, you know what? This was nothing for me, though. I don't remember getting excited about it. I think I was looking forward to Balan Wonderworld, and obviously we know how that turned out. Also not for me. I didn't even watch any of the, they talked about Horizon stories. This is the best partner show. Actually, that's a lie, but this was the best. Of the 2020 ones, this was the best one, because we got a new trailer for Age of Calamity plus a demo. We got Part-Time UFO Shadow dropped. No More Heroes 1 and 2 Shadow dropped in the first gameplay of 3. Fantastic show. I had like an advanced functions test to write that day, and like, you know what? Oh man. I had a good, like, it was such a nice palate cleanser after that test. And Part-Time UFO is a fantastic, it might be genuinely my favorite Switch game that year. So I feel like I gotta give this one some brownie. Like, this one was an actual, you know what? People are gonna kill me for that take. I mean, like, it was a good ass, like, it was I was like genuinely like, wow, you know, like Pikmin 3 Deluxe is about to drop, Nintendo. You didn't have to do all that. Why is this here? This isn't a Nintendo Direct. This is literally only here because it was an exclusive. I'm not even putting that in. That doesn't count. Okay, Nintendo Directs are back. we have 9 more. We have 9 more General Directs to get through. Like, how many General Directs have we even done? There were like 5 General Directs pre-COVID. There have been 9. Oh my god. Okay, holy. So the first, this is the weakest of the post-COVID General Directs, I gotta say. The February 2021 Direct was kind of just a, guys, we're back, but we don't really have that many exciting things planned. Miitopia, okay, granted, this starts the trend of every Direct having like 4 game announcements, which is like peak. I don't want to hear anybody talk about skits being better than them announcing 4 video games ever again. I don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear that stuff anymore. Twitter is very stupid talking about how the Wii U era was better. 2/17/2021, Splatoon 3, Skyward Sword HD, Miitopia, Mario Golf Super Rush. Not the greatest lineup in the world. There's one game that stands out, but that game didn't come out for another year and a half. I want to say it's pretty good, though. I'm gonna, not like the greatest, again, not the absolute peak of peak, but, you know, it was definitely good. It felt good to watch that Direct. You know, I'm gonna say, like, okay, below this, is it below the September? You know what? No, it's definitely better than the September 2019 Direct. We definitely, this get a feeling that these are coming back. Okay, so now, you guys have been waiting for me to say it. This is the best Nintendo Direct. This is when Nintendo Directs get really good. WarioWare, first entry on the Switch. 2D Metroid's coming out. Mario Party that looks good. It's based on old boards. Advance Wars Remake. A lot of the early Switch era was Nintendo doing what they did in the Wii U and 3DS era. This was the Direct where you realize, oh, they've run out of things that they did like 5 years ago, so now they're going to start doing some whack shit. And like all those, 2021 is such an underrated year for Nintendo, genuinely. Like, so, oh my god. That lineup, that holiday lineup is amazing, genuinely. People hate BDSP, and that's whatever. But like all the other 3 games, you do not talk shit about the other 3 games to me. Those games are fantastic. This is the best, and on top of all that, we get the first gameplay of what would become Tears of the Kingdom, and that trailer is still like, oh my god, he's falling from the sky, the music sweeping up, the castle's floating up, the teaser trailer for Tears of the Kingdom was like oh, okay, we're making a new Zelda. This felt like, oh my gosh, what's going on? They're riding the Stone Palace. Link looks like thing from Princess Mononoke. This is gonna be the greatest fucking video game. Like, okay, like that Direct, I can stop talking about it now. Now, September Direct. September Directs, as we know, we've kind of seen that they don't announce a lot of video games. This one is no exception. The only game announcement here was Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but the only game announcement here was Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And as you might know, I'm a Kirby fiend, and that's the best Kirby game. So, like, honestly, this one just kind of goes here. Like, okay, like, I can't even joke. This Direct, like, I don't even need to think. I really don't even need to, because I can already think of more highlights in my mind. Mario Party Superstars trailer that showed Horrorland, sick. Kirby and the Forgotten Land looks amazing. They announced that we're finally getting a big Animal Crossing update. They gave the date for the last Smash Brothers character reveal. The Splatoon 3 single-player campaign trailer. The Bayonetta 3 re-reveal. The announcement of the NSO expansion pass. N64 games were finally coming to the service. And the Mario movie cast reveal. Regardless of how you feel about the movie, about the casting choices, that is a moment. My friends and I sitting down screaming about that, I will never forget it. I will never forget that moment, honestly. Just fantastic show. Absolutely fantastic show. This one, also pretty good. I'm going to put it right around here. Yeah, this is a good spot for it. Because see, with the first Animal Crossing Direct, it showed a lot of cool things and it got me really excited. But this one, like the game ended up, not like floundering, but like, you know, I could tell there were things missing. I didn't think anything was missing from that. If anything, there was a lot I didn't expect that they actually did. Like, you know, Happy Home Designer being in the game as DLC. That's such a sick thing. That's such a cool thing. That's so cool. Obviously, I like that. What do you think? I'm stupid? I love that, actually. That's like genuine. I go back to New Horizons just for Happy Home. This next one is going to be by far the hardest ranking. I'm going to have to do this entire video. This is the best Nintendo Direct. There's no question about it. The problem is, 2 of the best announcements that got my friends and I screaming, losing our minds, passing out, were 2 shit games. Okay, Switch Sports is like mid. Strikers is shit. Strikers Battle League is so bad, but in that moment, I felt like I had died and gone to heaven, because what do you mean Nintendo's bringing back edgy Mario Strikers? And on top of all that, there were still good announcements there was still stuff that, you know, turned out good. The Booster Course Pass, fantastic. Fantastic moment. You know, like, holy shit, we're getting Mario Kart 9, but as the 8 DLC. That Kirby in the Forgotten Land trailer with the mouthful mode, that looked amazing. There were a few other things I'm probably forgetting. Oh, the Klonoa remakes were here. The Live Alive remake was here. This goes here. I think part of me wants to just say the E3 one is better because that Direct, the games all turned out fantastic in that Direct, whereas this one has a few stinkers. I feel like that's where I have to draw the line. This one goes down here. Don't even think about it. Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase. This is not a very fun Mini Partner Showcase. I'm gonna be real. There was literally only one thing I cared about after that show, and that was Pac-Man World, and that came out in 2 months. It was whatever. You could tell Nintendo kind of blew their load in the February Direct and announced like literally everything for the entire year. So, you know, we'll drag this one. Honestly, not for me. This is top of not for me. I didn't really care much for it. This one was, I feel like, I think it's Splatoon 3 Direct. Again, it's just an overview for Splatoon 3. It wasn't like exciting. I don't know. But I'm gonna say it's better than this, but that might just be because I remember like actually watching it, because it wasn't like set 8 years ago. It was 3 years ago. This Direct. Okay. Everybody loves to talk shit about this Direct. The farming Direct. Oh, I'm gonna go farm my crops. No. This Direct had the reveal of Fire Emblem Engage, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, the title drop and release date for Tears of the Kingdom, and Pikmin 4. You do not talk smack about the Direct that announced Pikmin 4, okay? And that game didn't get delayed. That game was announced here and was released within 10 months, not like 16? Is that the number? The number's definitely wrong. That's the wrong number, but yeah. Yeah, this is a peak there. I love Kirby as well, so there's a bit of bias there. I'm trying to remember what else was here. There was they gave an NSO roadmap and confirmed the Mario parties were coming to it. It took a year for all of them to show up, though. GoldenEye, they also said GoldenEye was coming to NSO. I mean, like, okay, honestly, I'm thinking it's with this Direct. It's in the vibes of this Direct. I think it's like maybe a bit better. Mario Maker 2 versus... You know what? I'm going to put it here. This Direct was faster. This Direct had pacing issues, but the thing is, you look at everything that was announced, it was amazing. This Direct has about the same amount of good stuff, in my opinion. 2/8/2023. This is an interesting Direct. This feels like a September Direct, because there's actually not really any game announcement. The only game announcement is Metroid Prime Remastered, which was shadow dropped. They also shadow dropped Game Boy NSO. Game Boy NSO was also shadow dropped here. I'm going to give this a jolly good show. Because it is by definition a jolly good show. I enjoyed watching it. You know, there were announcements here I liked, but nothing big from Nintendo, aside from that trailer for Tears, which kind of didn't really tell us too much. It showed the car thing, but we didn't know what that meant at the time. I'm going to give it a jolly good show. I'm going to put it like... above this? Yeah, above this. Above this? Yeah, because these Directs both basically do the same thing. But, well, this one has Smash Brothers, though. You know what? I gotta give the early Directs some love. Like, I mean, I feel like, you know, this Direct ended up being better than I thought, although it is still only the 6th best general Nintendo Direct of the Switch era. This Direct, okay, this Direct's peak. I don't even need it. Like, it's so crazy how much my opinion has immediately flipped on its head. Because the thing is, Nintendo started to realize that the Nintendo Direct branding is strong. They only do it when there's big events. Yeah, this Direct was amazing, though. It had 8 Nintendo game reveals. Let me go down the list. Mario Wonder, Peach Showtime, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, Mario RPG, WarioWare Move It, Pikmin 1 and 2, 7 game reveals. All fantastic games. I haven't played Peach Showtime, and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD sucks, actually, I lied. Not all fantastic games, but, like, genuinely an unfathomable Direct. Like, actually, like, in an era when we thought Nintendo was done with the Switch, they announced 7 video games in one Direct, which is just nuts to me. It's actually nuts to me. Is this the best Nintendo Direct? I don't know. Here's the thing. February 2022 made me feel something, man. Made me feel something. And the Switch was also still full of life. Like, I could tell this was going to be the last big Direct like that, even though it literally wasn't. I don't know. The Mario Wonder Direct goes right about here. Mario Wonder is a fantastic video game. It was my game of the year 2023. Obviously, I love it. But it's not like, you know, it didn't make me, I don't know, it didn't make me feel the same way I felt after watching those 2 Directs. Definitely better than this though. Like again, late Switch era, you know, I'm gonna just feel a little less like into it as a whole, especially with these last few. Okay, September 2023. It was an okay direct. It wasn't like again, 4 game announcements. I think 4 actually. Mario vs. Donkey Kong T2ID HD, another Code Recollection. That's it actually. That's it. There wasn't anything else. It's a jolly good show. It's a jolly good show. Is it better than this? Yeah, it's better than this one. Is it any shadow drops though? Yeah, it's better than that one. I mean, like again, well, I mean, like there's not really a big anchor because they did the Wonder overview like ahead of time. Okay, I feel like this is too high, right? No, you know what? Maybe I'm getting biased. Okay, hang on. This goes here. This goes right above this. Yeah, above this. I can't put it any higher than that. T2ID HD is amazing, obviously, but it's like, you know, as a whole, like, I don't know, it's an okay direct. I like Mario vs. Donkey Kong as well, and side order gameplay was neat. The partner showcase in February was interesting. I'd say it's definitely a jolly good show. It's the second. Is it a monumental presentation? I don't think so. Well, Penny's Big Breakaway is in my top 5 games of 2024. But I don't know. I'm gonna put it right around. I feel like maybe it's like a dance. Why is that above the Smash review? I don't know. Because I just felt, because that's when it got the job done. This direct, does it get the job done for me? Yeah, it really did. You know what? It's a good partner showcase because it filled the need of a February direct. Mainly because I also kind of felt Switch 2 was coming up relatively soonish, but I don't know. It filled the need. Okay, so here's the thing though. Again, they did one direct last year. And they put everything in it. This direct is crazy. Mario Party, Zelda, Mario and Luigi, crazy show. Metroid Prime 4 gameplay. And to top it all off, to just to add a little cherry on top, Marvel vs. Cap. This is a banger direct. I almost lost it. It goes right, but it's not like the greatest direct ever, but it's a banger direct. I think it goes right below here because again, this is just knee deep. It's the last general direct we've had. Knee deep in the where's the Switch 2, you know? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. The partner showcase Indie World combo, an interesting one to say the least. Is it that great? Not really. The best things in it were Pizza Tower and the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which still is not coming. It's not coming out till May, which is kind of a bummer. I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it like kind of here, right over here. No, jolly good show. Jolly good show. It kind of ain't, honestly. One thing for me, it's like better than the one from the June because I care more. I'm more excited for Capcom Fighting Collection 2 than thing. Wow, we really figured out it was 2020. Yeah, you know, because here's the thing. Here's what I've learned makes a good Nintendo Direct. More than anything, it's the games. If you have like 4 big Nintendo games, you are the best Nintendo Direct. That's how it works. It also kind of depends on how late you are into the life cycle, how big those games are, right? Like again, the 2024 June Direct is a monumental presentation, but at that point we're also kind of waiting for Switch 2 and the games are big, but like they don't feel big, you know? Link's Awakening remake somehow feels bigger than Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, despite the fact that, you know, Echoes of Wisdom is the new game, actually. And I mean, granted, I did put that direct above this direct simply because that direct has less game reveals, right? I'm curious what Switch 2 era directs will look like. Again, I'm curious how this support is going to go, because here's the thing. Some of these directs some of the early directs are almost carried by 3DS announcements because Nintendo just did not announce Switch games in a few of the older general directs. Whereas, I don't know, it's weird. Keep yourselves cleared for more. I'll do this again sometime.